This is Artlist.io, a platform.
Okay, so what I'm realizing is that maybe autofocus is not the best tool when you're this close to the camera. Welcome to the stream, everybody, as in Jacob and nobody else. Really hate my viewers right now, though. I really don't like the guys in chat. Today we're gonna have a lot of fun, though. Today I need to edit the title because that's not what the stream is at all. So let's change it to what it ought to be, which is, wait, what's that thing called? Honestly, forgot what it's called. What am I doing? I don't know. I had something. Hang on. It was tier lists. That's it. That's the one. Tier lists. That's what we're doing today. Tier lists and Q&A. So we'll save that title as the new title because I'm sure that will attract many more viewers today on the stream. So without further ado, let's try to begin. I appreciate the chat rate though. It's going way up due to this one loser who just will not shut his mouth. But you know, that's okay. That's okay. We accept things like that. So let's go ahead and open up a what I like to call window. No, we'll do display capture. Display capture here, and we're gonna go ahead and put our camera in front of that, and I'm just going to make myself a little bit smaller for you guys. And what we're gonna do is post this over here in the corner, and I think that's a pretty good spot for it to go smaller. No, you want to see my face. It's beautiful. Look how beautiful this guy is. Clean shave. Okay, maybe not clean, but mostly clean. I'm gonna go ahead and send out the link. How do you say that? How do I find the link for this? If I put this in, this probably won't work. What is the link? The link. Ah! Sorry, I pressed the wrong button. What is the link? Where do I find that? Because I honestly don't even know. If I go to myself on like another tab, yeah, there we go. That's what I want. One watching. All right, so we're gonna grab this. We're gonna put it in the boys. Say, add everyone. You don't need to look at this though. So, all that being said, the real point here was that we would do some tier lists mainly. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my stream I don't really need my streaming software up. I guess I can do it like this. So, okay, top of the screen, bottom of the screen, whatever the case may be. I honestly think I'm going to be less in the way if I do it here, but if you really want, I'll move it up to the top corner. This works better for Minecraft, but that doesn't mean it necessarily works better for everything. So we're going to go ahead and visit tierlist.com. No, I will not. I'm not going to talk normal, because why would I talk normal? I sound perfectly fine just the way I am, and that's the way you like me, or should like me, so... Anyway, we're gonna start with some of Disney Pixar's hottest women. No, I have no idea what this is. This is awful. This is actually terrible. So maybe what we'll start with doing is I'll make a Google Doc here, and we will go ahead and write down tier lists that we might want to do. So let's see, Laura font, because that sounds cool. There we go. 13 font. So, alright, the main one I'm thinking is I wanted to do a Zelda tier list, because, you know, I saw a video on that a couple minutes ago, and I was like, I want to make a stream, I'm going to do that. Let's go ahead and do a food tier list, fast food. I've done that before, always good. Maybe food and fast food, question mark? That could be good. Did I actually put that everyone? I did, okay. Yeah, so good. We get like 3 more views from this. Now, my music seems a little bit loud to me, but I don't know if it's loud to y'all. Should I turn it down? I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit. You tell me if it needs to be more. So that, and then I'm thinking like Marvel movies. Maybe just like movies in general. I don't know. I mean, I'm willing to rank just about anything today. And again, I will still take Q&A, any kind of stuff. So any questions you have, put in the chat and I got you. I'll answer questions about almost anything. I say almost because I know you guys. I know what you guys trying to do. I know it. I know how it be. So, that being said, we got movies, other movies, drive to the list. What else? What else needs to be rated in the world? What else needs to be tiered? You know, this is definitely the main ones that I'm thinking of right now. But I'm sure that there's lots of other things in this world that ought to be rated. So, you know, without further ado, let's go there. So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and throw this to y'all. Out of these choices, which one do you want me to do first? That's right, throwing it out to y'all. Send this to all your friends too, even people who aren't your friends, even people you hate, people you broke up with. I don't care. Send it to people. Let's see if we can hit 5 views today. 5 views would be pretty wild, guys. Rank every movie ever. Let's see what kind of movie tier lists there are out here. Okay. Hey, that's wild, bro. That's absolutely crazy. That's funny, man. Okay. We've got animated movies, Spider-Man movies I could do. I don't know if I've seen every Spider-Man movie. Actually, I probably have. I can do that probably, right? There's not that many here. Oh, Venom? Pfft, let's be honest, bro. Nobody watched Venom. I'll do this one real quick. I'll hit a Spider-Man one real quick. So, I don't know why it's repeated. Because it looks like we've got a lot of it looks like the same thing twice, so whatever the case may be. All right, let's start off with let's just go ahead and be honest here. Let's call this Pooh Doesn't Count, and let's go ahead and throw everything that's Venom in here, because let's just be real, that's not a thing. Now it looks like, again, we've got a lot of repeated. I think that's Morbius, so that's ridiculous. You know what? I say that. Let's be honest here. Morbius goes in its own category. That goes up at the top. So I think A, B, C, and maybe D. We'll add one more. Oh, that's not how you do that. How do you add another one? Add a row below. That's what we want to do. Okay. So we'll call this. We'll just say A, B, C, and F. All right. Let's see. Let's start with Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man 2002, Tobey Maguire. You know, I have mixed emotions on this one. Excuse me, I pulled up Discord again. I need to turn off my, or is it my reverb? You know what? It doesn't matter. I'll just keep hearing myself. That's okay. Anyway, Spider-Man 2002, I've got mixed feelings on. You know, it is a great movie, and obviously started off the Tobey Maguire series. Thanks for the hearts, guys. I don't think I would say it's better than Spider-Man 2. I will say I've probably watched it less than I've watched Spider-Man 2, which in a way makes it better because I've overwatched Spider-Man 2 a little bit, but I still think Spider-Man is an A tier. I mean, it did start it off. It was one of the first comic book movies, and it's really a fantastic movie. I think it's a really rewatchable movie too. It's one of those movies that like doesn't really get old super easily, so that's cool. So yeah, and then that leaves us with Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 is really probably one of the best superhero movies of all time. And so I think that's pretty easy A tier, and that's although I've probably watched it a little bit too much, it's a better movie than Spider-Man. So yes, I did have 200 subs. Somebody unsubscribed from me, and that's a little tough, but you know, things happen, so that's okay. Hoping we get some more concurrent viewers, but you know, it is what it is. I understand that people don't love me. That's okay. So Spider-Man 3. Now, personally, I think Spider-Man 3 is a little bit under. I'm gonna just go ahead and tell people to join losers. I need views. It's that bad, guys. It's that bad. You know, we should get Fryler in here, man. You should watch stream full. I really shouldn't be screen sharing all this, but yeah, it's fine. Nobody's gonna watch this, right? It's probably fine. Maybe we'll cut this part out. All right, Spider-Man. So Spider-Man 2, obviously the best than Spider-Man. Spider-Man 3 is, you know, let me put Discord on the other monitor. I don't know what I'm doing out here. Spider-Man 3 is underrated, I think. Spider-Man 3 is a lot better than people give it credit for. But it's still obviously not a great movie. There's still a lot of problems with it. Venom's not great. Sandman is good, but it could have been better. You know, it's a little bit wasted because there's too much other stuff going on. Gwen Stacy's a little bit weird. Yeah, I don't know. So I'll put it C tier for now, but let me think about that. And as we add other, suddenly everybody joined. That's wild. You know, as we go through, maybe I'll put that somewhere else. All right, The Amazing Spider-Man. So here's the thing. Oh, he's already got it open. Haha. Okay, here's the thing. I've heard a lot of people say, okay, Amazing Spider-Man, pretty decent movie. Amazing Spider-Man 2, kind of bad. I didn't like The Amazing Spider-Man that much. I honestly, and you might hate me for saying this, guys, honestly kind of like The Amazing Spider-Man 2 better than The Amazing Spider-Man 1. I will say, you know, there's, as a movie, Amazing Spider-Man probably better the first one, but I mean, obviously The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is too cluttered, and there's some silly things and there's some stupid things, but it's got a lot of heart to it too. I probably put The Amazing Spider-Man, and there's parts of The Amazing Spider-Man that are good. I'm not a big Lizard guy, guys. I don't really like the Lizard that much, and I don't think the Lizard is that great of a character. I'd probably put it under Spider-Man 3, and I think they're close, but I think it's still under Spider-Man 3. And if I'm being honest, I honestly, I think The Amazing Spider-Man 2's got some heart to it. I would put that maybe here. Call me crazy. I don't know. I know it's a hated movie. I don't think it's as bad as people think it is. It's not great. I don't think it's bad as people think it is. All right, let's move on to the Tom Holland series. So that leaves us with Homecoming. And here's what I'll say about Homecoming. Let me just go ahead and say this about the Tom Holland movies in general. I'm not a big Tom Holland guy. Not a big Tom Holland guy. I don't really like Tom Holland as an actor. I'm just not a huge fan. I think, you know, he's fine, but he's just not my type of Peter Parker. I think he's a little too cool for Peter Parker. Personally, he's not my favorite. So automatically because that Spider-Man version isn't my favorite, automatically all the movies are going to be a little bit lower than they probably should be. So I will say about Homecoming, I really like, what's the guy's name? Michael Keaton as Vulture. I thought that was really good. I think Michael Keaton's a pretty good actor, and I enjoyed him being Vulture. That was cool. So I'm gonna put Spider-Man Homecoming B tier. In reality, I'd probably rather watch these movies than Homecoming, just the truth. But I gotta be a little bit more fair, and I think Spider-Man Homecoming just is a better movie than these. It's better made. It makes more sense. Okay, when it comes to Far From Home. Sorry. S tier is Morbius. I told you this was gonna happen with my screen. I'll have to make myself smaller. This is why I was saying I should be in the bottom corner, Jacob. You know what? I'm gonna move myself back because that's a little silly. Morbius is in its own tier. It's not exactly that Morbius, you know, is above any of these other ones. It's just it's too far above in a different world. You know, it's its own atmosphere. You know, Jacob can play Helldivers. It's what it's fun. People can do what they want. It's Morbin time. So let's talk. This is Far From Home. I gotta be honest, guys. Not a Far From Home fan. I did not like Far From Home. I listen, and I like Jake Gyllenhaal. Usually Jake Gyllenhaal's chill, right? I don't like him in this movie. I don't like the whole CGI suit thing. Stupid. It's bad. I don't like that movie. Sorry. You know, hate me if you want. Did not like Spider-Man Far From Home. Really, to me, the weakest of the Spider-Man movies. Not saying it's like an awful movie, but not a big fan of it. Stakes aren't high to me. It's silly. It just seems like another, like, you know, Disney movie you'd find on Disney Channel. I don't know. All right. No Way Home. So I gotta say, you know, there's a lot of nostalgia with No Way Home for me. I saw that, I guess it was our junior year of high school. All the boys, we got tickets super early. I remember staying up till like 3 a.m. to get tickets for it the night they came out. So let me move this cup. That's probably blocking a lot of the light here. So obviously it's a little bit nostalgic for me. Now I still think this is still a little bit too high, isn't it? I still think it's a really good movie, but I will say there's probably some nostalgia kind of covering that up, making it seem a little bit better than it really is. So I'm gonna put it high B tier. I will say, you know, part of that is because, you know, it was made during COVID and there's a whole lot of restrictions with that, right? Like, you know, they had to use a lot of green screen, I had to use a lot of like sets inside. It's not a really pretty movie, right? But, you know, the acting's good. Obviously having the characters come back, super cool. It is a good movie. It is a good movie. I don't think it's really on the level of the first two Spider-Man movies, but it is a very good movie. I enjoyed watching it. Despite, you know, some of its shortcomings. I do think the beginning part is a little bit stupid, with the whole thing about him, you know, just casually forgetting to, like, ask them to, like, let him into the school, and then he's willing to go to, like, Doctor Strange. And, like, I get the idea is, oh, he's immature, and he's kind of maturing throughout the movie, but it's like, he's already had 2 movies. Like, why is he still this immature? So, you know, it's okay. But, you know, obviously the end's really good. That's great second half. This is Into the Spider-Verse, I think. Into the Spider-Verse was really good. I will say I remember watching it and thinking, like, that's a little weird. Like, I don't know, it's kind of a weird movie. It's just very different. But it's still a good movie. And I will say, you know, it's hard. I'm kind of ranking these with these, obviously, because it's still in the same Spider-Man thing. But it's not really part of the same. Because it's just an animated movie. I mean, it's different. It was pretty good, though. I'll put it in the, like, C category here. Or, sorry, B category. Enjoyed it. I really like Peter B. Parker. I thought that was cool. His whole storyline, and then them borrowing from, like, the early Spider-Man movies with him. That's pretty cool. Like his character a lot. And I like Kingpin. I wish they'd have Kingpin be a villain in the actual live action series. That would be pretty cool. Across the Spider-Verse, also saw in theaters. Wish it wasn't a part 1. If it wasn't a part 1, honestly, it'd probably be pretty high up here. Because it's part 1, I'm gonna have to say A tier. And I mean for this to be a separation. I think these 2 movies are quite a bit better than this one. But I really did. Across the Spider-Verse was really good. It was really cool. The best part of Across the Spider-Verse is pretty obviously the animation and all of the cool stuff they do with that. I mean, it's just awesome to see, like, all the Legos and then all of the different, like, you know, the animation. There's just a lot of art in that, and that's pretty cool. And the story's still good. So I don't know. I gotta say that was a really good movie. You know, okay, and let me address some of the comments in chat. Far From Home underrated. Stakes are high. I'd say better. His identity's on the line. Ends up getting exposed. It's significantly better than Homecoming, in my opinion. That is an opinion. I can't agree with that opinion, though. I mean, I will say I agree from the standpoint that the stakes are probably higher, I guess. I'm kind of forgetting what the stakes even are in Homecoming. It's kind of just a movie. Like, I forget. It's obviously something along the lines of what the Vulture's trying to do, but I just don't really remember what he's exactly trying to do. So, I mean, his identity getting exposed obviously is a big deal, but then I feel like that's all, like, kind of played down and retcon in No Way Home, because it just, I don't know, it gets revealed so quickly, and then it just, I don't know how I feel about it. Let's see. Isaac says that's what makes it good, but the villain is kind of lame. I don't know which one were you talking about. Into the Spider-Verse with the villain kind of lame, but that's what makes it good. Homecoming story is entirely owned on my I don't know. I just like Michael Keaton. I think he was a good Vulture. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of either of those movies, but I don't know. I'm saying Far From Home villain is better. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. So I don't know. I think villain, you know, does determine a lot for me. And really, if we're talking about rating these here, that is a lot of what it comes down to. I think Doc Ock is probably the best Spider-Man villain we've ever had. Very close with Green Goblin. Just really great villains. And obviously they come back in No Way Home, so that's pretty cool. I like Michael Keaton as Vulture. I liked Kingpin. And then, you know, kind of go down the list. It really has to do with the villains. Big Vulture guy. What is this? This is Amazing Spider-Man 2. And Amazing Spider-Man 2, I'm not rating the villain necessarily as Electro, although I think Electro is a little bit better than people give him credit for. He is a little stupid, I get it. But I think Electro has some heart to him. I see what they were trying to go with that. And also, I think the Green Goblin and stuff is kind of cool. I know it's maybe not the best, but yeah. Green Goblin, yeah, you could argue Green Goblin better. But Green Goblin probably is, I think Willem Dafoe's better actor, makes him more interesting, but, you know, more or less. All right. Don't want to bore my viewers here. That's Spider-Man. what we want to move on to next, I'll let there be a vote here. So we can do like full Marvel movies now. We could do more general movies. I could keep looking for movies tier list, not just Spider-Man. Or we could go to like Zelda, which is what I was wanting to do, or like food. Farts tier list. I don't know if that exists, but you know, I can look it up. Ways to cover. You know what? I don't want to click on that. So, yeah. Okay, we got a Zelda in the chat. I'll go ahead and go for that. Because I don't trust anybody else to answer. These are bosses. That's kind of cool. We'll go with games, hopefully. I will say there's going to be a fair amount here that I still have not really played. But I think I've played the main ones. I think this is all of them. I'm trying to see. Are we missing anyone? It does. Like, I think that's all of them. 2 Zelda OSTs. What is OSTs? I don't know what that means. I'm stupid. Is that like songs or something? Music? Oh yeah, I could easily rate Zelda music. I don't know what you'd look up though. Zelda songs? Zelda music? Original soundtracks. Oh, okay. Zelda OST. That makes more sense. I don't see music right yet. Alright, we're gonna do games first, and then if I can find a music, maybe I'll... Legend of Zelda OST right there? What? Where are you talking about? Am I stupid? Third down to the right. Third down to the right. Oh, okay. Left, yeah, okay. Oh, okay, Kyle, this is actually really cool. Okay, yeah, I'll do this. I'll do this in a second. We'll do games first. Alright, yeah, I'll do 3D Zelda games first. Yeah, I mean, okay, so here's the thing. I really have not played any of the 2D games. At least not much. So do we think S, A, B, C, D, D, F? That's probably good enough. Alright, I have played the original Zelda. I haven't finished it, but I've played enough of it that I feel like I can rank it. Because I have played a decent amount of it. It's a pretty good game. I mean, we gotta give it credit for what it is, which is a, you know, new puzzle game that really set the foundation for the rest of the franchise. And so I'm gonna go ahead and put it into solid B, just because I think there's so many good Zelda games. I think there's a fair amount of stuff that's better than it. But I will say, obviously, it's the foundation for a lot of things. The dungeons, super cool, exploring the open world, all the secrets. It's a fun game to play, even today. But of course, just because of, you know, the story aspects and all the stuff they've added on, it's not going to be up there at the top. But, you know, give it credit where credit is due. It is obviously the foundation for much to come. So this part's going to be a little bit boring because I'm going to have to kind of go through a lot of these games that I really haven't played. So I don't know. Should I just make a new category for the ones I haven't played? Probably. I kind of hate to do that, but I don't really know if there's another option. We'll just say sorry. Alright, so I haven't played either of the Oracle games. I haven't played Phantom Hourglass or Spirit Tracks. I have not played Four Swords. Nobody's played. Alright, let's just be honest here. Nobody's played Four Swords or Four Swords Adventures, okay? Nobody's played that. Nobody has friends. Or Triforce Heroes. I think that's like the same thing, right? Or maybe that's a little different. I don't know. I'll put it there too. Nobody plays these games. Nobody has friends to play these with. Nobody has friends. Let's be honest. Nobody who plays Zelda has friends to play these games with. So, and that's stupid that you would have to do that to like actually have the full experience of these games. So, that's stupid. That's ridiculous. All right. Siblings and parents are don't give me that. Nobody wants to play Zelda with you. All right. That out of the way. This is still 4. Are these all 4 Swords? How many 4 Swords games are there? What is this one? I can't even see. Okay, that's Link's Awakening. So this is gonna be a sorry. I have not played Link's Awakening. I really got to get to that game, so that's on me. 4 Swords Adventures S tier. I've won. There's no way. No way. Okay, just don't even give me that. Don't even give me that. It's ridiculous. All right, now we get to our main Zelda games here. Adventures of Link is not a good game. It's F tier. I would say, you know, it's a pretty terrible sequel. It's just not really a Zelda game. I mean, you know, just look at this. Like, Zelda is not a side scroller, nor should it be. Okay, this is not the kind of game you want, and it's a super difficult game is what I've heard. I've played maybe like a tiny bit of it, but like this is just not a Zelda game, man. It's could have ruined the franchise really, but not there. Obviously this is really what you came to see. These are the big games. So let's start with what I feel like is pretty obvious S tier, and that's Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time, absolutely fantastic game. I think it's got the best story probably in the whole Zelda series. I will say, obviously the story is very maybe I shouldn't go there. Maybe not the best story, but it's got the best gameplay of any Zelda game in my opinion. Ocarina of Time is probably the most fun game to me to replay, or just to play in general. I think the dungeons are absolutely fantastic. I thought about Bible book ranking, but then I thought that sounded a little sacrilegious, so I don't know about that. Alright, anyway. Ocarina of Time, I mean, the dungeons are absolutely fantastic. Every dungeon in there is awesome. People don't like the Water Temple. The Water Temple's fantastic. It's a puzzle. It's tough. Forest Temple's probably my favorite dungeon in any Zelda game. I love the Stalfos fight, the mini boss there. Love all the bosses in the game. All of them are super unique. All the temples were super cool. It's just fun. It's really fun to play the game. I enjoy going from, you know, young Link to adult Link. I think that game's really awesome. And obviously it's like the base of like all of the Zelda story. Great game. And it's probably the best Zelda game ever. I mean, I would say pretty surely is. I have not played. I need to play Link Between Worlds. I know I really need to play a Link Between Worlds and a Link to the Past. I promise the rest of these I've actually played. I've played all of the big 3D games. I just haven't really gotten to all the other ones. Link Between Worlds is 3D, I guess, technically. Do need to play that. I think it's on Switch now. I got to get to that. I've heard that one's a lot of fun. So, Breath of the Wild. This is interesting. Or you know what? Before we do Breath of the Wild, let's do Majora's Mask. I don't know if Jake's still watching. I know Majora's Mask is his favorite game. And I gotta say, I understand why, right? Majora's Mask is a very good game. Don't mess this up. He's still here. Majora's Mask is a very good game. But let's be honest. The reason that Majora's Mask is so good is because of all the side quests. Fantastic side quests. Probably the best side quests of any game ever. Certainly of any Zelda game, I would say. Every side quest is super in-depth. You know, you get a cool prize from it. And it's really human. All the characters are really human and really interesting. You know, all the masks make for super... Sorry, I couldn't tell if somebody's knocking on the door or what that was. Anyway, all the masks make for super interesting gameplay. But I have two problems with Majora's Mask, okay? And I gotta say, the last time I tried to play through it, I didn't quite finish it. Maybe three problems. First one is the main quest isn't that good, okay? It's not bad. There's still a lot of good to it. There's still a lot of heart to it. It's very interesting. But it's short and it's tough. And I mean, I guess that's sort of one of the other qualms. It's a very hard game. And that's cool. I like hard games. But because of the time, and that's really the third one, the time thing. Listen, I think all these elements are really cool, but it's just not my cup of tea. Because it just makes it, you know, feel very rushed, and you're always like trying to get through things quickly, and I can't necessarily explore as much as I want to. And I get that that's like kind of the point of the game. I think it's really cool, but it's just not my favorite one. Okay, Link is not dead. It's A tier. It's a really good game. Side quests are the best. Just not my favorite Zelda game, but it is a really, really good game. So there's that. And it's hard for me because I'd rank almost all of these as our A tier. When it comes to, let's see. Let's do Skyward Sword. Skyward Sword is a game that a lot of people don't like. And that's what I'm missing here. Okay. That's a little weird to me. I think Skyward Sword is a really fun game.
I don't mind the motion controls. I think it's kind of a challenge, and yes, at times it's a little bit painful and annoying, but I think it's cool. You know, I enjoy having the control the movement to do that with. I think the story is cool. I think the map's pretty. I will say I think it's kind of a poor man's Wind Waker. I think the games are very similar, you know, where they have like, oh, you're flying and there's this whole world and you can fly to all the islands, except in Wind Waker it's a boat, and let's be honest, boats are cooler, pirates are cooler than flying. As well as the fact that in the pirate game, there's a lot more in Wind Waker, there's a lot more on the islands, there's a lot more to do. Yeah, I just haven't played them, I'm sorry, Jake. So I'll put Skyward Sword in B tier, probably. The other big problem with Skyward Sword is it's so long. It's a really long game. I think it's the longest Zelda game. The other issue with it is, let's put that there. The other issue with Skyward Sword is that it is, the Stupid Imprisoned is the worst boss in probably any Zelda game. You have to fight it like 4 times. It's a super boring fight, and it's just a huge pain. Not a fan of that. But the game has some cool elements, cool dungeons. It's just so long. It's hard to replay. I'd probably put it B tier, maybe even C, but I think B tier is fair. There's a lot of good aspects, but it's just such a long game, and there's for every good thing, there's also some bad things. So, okay, let's do Breath of the Wild. Let's do Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild. What's interesting to me is a lot of people who play Zelda are interested in Zelda. Breath of the Wild was like their first game. They played Breath of the Wild and then they either went back and played some other games, or they just haven't really, and their only real experience with Zelda is Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. Breath of the Wild is totally different from any other Zelda game before it, if you haven't played another one. And that is both good and bad, right? This guy's a fake Zelda fan, man. He played Breath of the Wild first. Have you even played another one though, Bryce? That's the question. But anyway, Breath of the Wild is a totally different game, and that's both good and bad, right? Because it introduces a whole lot of really cool stuff, but at the same time, it's not exactly a Zelda game, like Isaac said. The dungeons are not really dungeons. That's not really what a Zelda dungeon is in its entirety. The puzzles are a lot easier. It's a lot more monotonous. It's just kind of too simple, and they're all the same, right? There's only 4 of them. Real Zelda dungeons, we're talking Ocarina of Time, which definitely has the best dungeons, and that's probably why it's S tier. That's at least one big reason. But it is still a fantastic game, and it's just super fun. It's super cool. I think it still belongs in S tier. It's not, to me, and I'm separating these, you know, in order. To me, it's not as good as Ocarina of Time. I think that's, you know, Ocarina of Time is a real Zelda game. It's a real best Zelda game. But I will say Breath of the Wild is a really awesome game. And, you know, in fact, right now I'm going to put it in top of A tier. I may go back on that. We'll see. Still a really great game. Okay, I can't be having ads in my music. That's weird. Oh, shoot. The video ended. Okay, we'll go into Zelda and chill, too. Got an emotional array commercial. Don't worry, guys. I promise we'll all be okay. Don't click off. Don't click off. All right. All right. Let's move on to The Wind Waker. He's also played 80 plus hours of Tears of the Kingdom. I played like 15 minutes of Wind Waker. Just can't do anything for another chance to play Wind Waker. Looks so fun. Okay, we're not going to do Tears of the Kingdom yet. We're going to do Wind Waker first. Here's the thing about Wind Waker, guys. Wind Waker was my first Zelda game. Wind Waker's the first Zelda game I played. Now, I'll tell you, the reason I actually got introduced to Zelda is I was playing the Wii U game that's called Nintendo Land, which kind of comes with the Wii U, I think. And that game has like a little mini game that's Zelda. You like kind of just like whack your sword around and kill little mobs and stuff. And I was like, wow, this is really cool. And I'd like seen Zelda references in pop culture and stuff. And I was like, I want to play that. That's really cool. So I think my parents got me Wind Waker for birthday or Christmas or something. And I started the game and I was like, this game is weird. It's like, this game is weird. And I didn't really want to play it. And I don't know, it's kind of a weird time for me. Give it like several months, maybe it was even a year, as much as a year. Went back to the game, actually like sat down, started playing it, got into it. One of the best games I've ever played. Just absolutely fantastic. One of the most fun things I've ever done. I didn't really understand what it was or where it was going to go at that point. I'm so glad I sat back down to do it because that's what got me into the whole rest of the series. Wind Waker is maybe if Ocarina of Time is not my favorite, then Wind Waker is probably my favorite game. And yes, part of that is nostalgia. But honestly, it's just such a fun game. Dungeons are fun. It's not a very hard game, I'll say that. But exploring in that game to me is just top tier. Love exploring the islands. Love just all the characters in that game. The side quests are good, similar to Majora's Mask. So to me, it's sort of like one of those jack of all trades games because it's got elements of every game that I really like, right? So like Ocarina of Time to me has the best dungeons, and probably has the best storyline. Wind Waker is second to that, right? Like it's got a really good storyline. It's really fun, really interesting. Majora's Mask is the best side quest. I think Wind Waker's probably got the second best side quest. Really good side quests, really fun side quests. I can, remember a lot of them off the top of my head. Breath of the Wild, I like the exploration, right? And all the open world stuff. I think Wind Waker kind of has that, but it's a little bit more pushed down, right? So to me, Wind Waker's S tier. You can disagree with that, I don't care. Wind Waker's an S tier game. Fantastic. So let's move on a little bit. We got 2 games left, Twilight Princess and Tears of the Kingdom. So let's talk Tears of the Kingdom first, I guess. Here's the thing with Tears of the Kingdom. It's Breath of the Wild 2.0, right? Direct sequel, similar to how Ocarina and Majora's Mask are. But it just isn't different enough for me. And I know it's a huge game, and it's like you add all this stuff onto all this stuff onto an already great game in Breath of the Wild. So technically, it should be better, right? I just can't really get into it. I've played it. I don't think I've actually. Yeah, I still haven't actually finished the entire game. So I'll say, my opinion's still a little bit incomplete. But the reason I couldn't finish it is because I have a lot of hours in it, but I just can't get into it, man. The dungeons are maybe a little bit better, but they're still just not real Zelda dungeons, and it's just a little disappointing to see that again. They're still similar to the Divine Beast, which I was already tired of. I'm just not a big fan of the exploration under the ground or in the sky, and I know that's like, different and it's new and there's a whole lot of features, but it just doesn't quite hit right for me. And I really wish they'd go back to the old Zelda formula a little bit. I think Breath of the Wild was super cool, but I think they needed to step away from it rather than kind of trying to expand on that. So for me, it's probably C tier. And I do need to finish that game, but I just got to say, like, to me, these games are so similar. But if I'm sitting here and I want to go pick up a Zelda game, I'd rather pick up Breath of the Wild than Tears of the Kingdom. That leaves us with Twilight Princess. And Twilight Princess is hard for me because I think in a lot of ways, let's see what you saw. I think Tears of the Kingdom is a better game. Breath of the Wild is more fun to play because it's so new. You could say that. And that may be true. If Tears of the Kingdom had come out first, maybe we'd be saying the same things we did about Breath of the Wild for that one. I don't know. That's hard. And Bryce says, Tears of the Kingdom is so much harder to get into because it just doesn't feel like a new experience compared to Breath of the Wild. It's good, but kind of underwhelming. Yeah, I'd agree with that too. And I mean, there are parts of it I like, but again, it doesn't have that lasting impact on me because it seems so similar to Breath of the Wild. So it's tough. Twilight Princess is hard for me because Twilight Princess is, at its best, one of the top tier best Zelda games, but its worst is one of the worst. I think it's got a lot of highs and lows, and it's hard to rank because of that, because it's not really consistently this or that. I think it's got some really good moments that are really fun. I really like the art style of Twilight Princess. I'm a big fan of the dark kind of art style. I like the darker games. I like the darker stories. I like Majora's Mask. I like a lot of Twilight Princess. I think it's cool, but I will say it can be kind of repetitive at times. I think the story is really good. Midna's really good, obviously. A lot of the dungeons are really fun. A lot of the bosses are really good. The combat's a little bit harder than in other games, and that's pretty fun to me. There's obviously a lot of good moments in it. But also really not a big fan of the Twilight Twilight is not the best. Hello, Owen. Happy birthday, Owen. Let's get a happy birthday in the chat to Owen, everybody. Happy birthday. Good to see this guy in here. So anyway, I'm gonna have to put Twilight Princess at a low A tier. That's probably the best I can do for it. I would put it either high B or low A tier. Probably low A tier. To me, you know, it's not as good as Majora's Mask, Breath of the Wild, Wind Waker, Ocarina of Time, but it's still a very fun game. And there's a lot of good stuff. Hang on, what is this guy saying, dude? What does this guy want? Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, those things are one of the weirdest things in Zelda. That's fair. That's fine. But that's probably going to be my tier list for Zelda. I want to go ahead and move on to some of the other tier lists. I spent a lot of time on this one, but I think Ocarina of Time is probably the all-time best game, but Wind Waker is really close behind it for me personally. Breath of the Wild obviously has a lasting impact. Majora's Mask is right there up with it for totally different reasons. Then probably Twilight Princess, which is still a really good game at times, maybe better than some of these, but also at times a lot worse. And then you kind of go to Skyward Sword, and then kind of like that. So these are really the only ones I've played a lot. So yeah, so that's that. Let's see what else we want to do. So I'll allow for another vote if applicable, if anybody actually answers. Did Zelda, did Spider-Man movies. We can talk normal, you know, other movies. We can talk full Marvel movie list. We can do fast food, or, you know, other food. Isaac really wants Bible books. I don't know if I feel comfortable reading Bible books. I don't know. Now, we can talk about that, okay? What does that mean? What does that mean? Does that mean, in my opinion, what books do I like the most or enjoy reading the most or, like, get the most out of, I guess? Or does that mean, like, what books are the best? Because, like, hey, man, I'm not about to make that. I'm not about to say that on stream. I don't think that's fair. I don't know how to do that, man. I don't know if I can. Oh, we had the OST. We had the music. Do we want to do this one? Maybe we save this one for later. We'll save this one for later, maybe. Either what you'd enjoy the most or what you'd recommend to a new believer at first. Well, those are like totally different things, man. Let's see if they even have that. I'm sure they do. Bible book tier list. This could be so dumb. No way, bro. Oh my goodness, they do. Oh man. I just don't know how to say this, man. This is so wild. Bible character ranking, maybe we can do that. Let's. All right, we'll do Bible character. I still don't feel great about doing that, but we can do that, I suppose. Dude, what? I don't know who these guys are. What are these paintings, bro? I'm not Orthodox. I'm not Jacob. What do you mean? Oh my goodness. Can we get like some names? Oh my god. What? Okay. All right, man. I see how it's gonna be. Famous Bible characters. Okay, this is more doable. All right. That's a lot of categories. All right. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna get rid of this one. I don't need 2 F tiers. All right. So, God tier. Obviously, we're gonna have Jacob and no, I'm joking. Where is Jesus, bro? Or Holy Spirit? That's part of the Trinity, man. That's God tier. Where's Jesus? There we go. There's Jesus. So that's obviously got to be top tier. Do we have God himself? God the Father, I would suppose I should say, because that is God himself. Let's be honest. Satan's F tier. That's not hard. I don't see God the Father, so we'll start with that. Man, see, I don't know what basis to go off of with these because there's so many categories, there's so many characters, and also I feel very uncomfortable doing this. So let me just put this is in jest. Okay, this is not serious. I feel like Apostle Paul's got to be S+ tier. I mean, let's be honest, he wrote most of the New Testament. That's pretty big in my opinion. Pretty cool story. Pretty cool conversion story in my opinion. That's definitely something to say. You know, if you're trying to convert unbelievers and you're talking about, hey, look at this guy, he was killing Christians and then he became a Christian. So anybody can change, man. Again, there's just no basis. Like, it's hard to say. Nah, Judas has got to be F tier, man. I don't know, unless we're just saying that Satan is the only one in F tier. I suppose we could do that. We can put Judas in D tier. I mean, we'll put him in D tier just because, I mean, he did accomplish God's plan, but I mean, technically everybody does, right? Moses, do we think, or is that confirmed that, I mean, he wrote most of the Old Testament, right? And that's pretty huge. We talked about Genesis already, so Moses got to be up there, right? Only reason Moses can't be S+ tier, remember this is all in jest, don't at me. Only reason Moses can't be S+ tier is because he kind of became, and it's not really his fault, but you know, it's the Pharisees, man. They kept pointing to him, being like, oh, Moses and Abraham are our fathers, you know, like, you know, they just became kind of an idol for them in a way. So not really his fault, bro. I mean, they called the Apostle Paul God too, so you know, whatever. Let's see. Joshua's not on Moses level, right? But he's still pretty cool. I mean, the whole like marching around the walls, being like one of the only spies. Let's be honest, that's pretty cool. Especially like all the songs and VBS stuff that came out of that. I mean, that's pretty big, guys. That's pretty good for the children. So I think children are pretty important. Let's put him up there. I find it funny that when I start doing this Bible character tier list is when people start joining the stream. But, you know, that's what it is. It is what it is. That is fair. You know what? That is fair. Moses did do a lot of complaining. Maybe we put Moses down here. That would kind of make it like this. I feel like that's fair. That's fair. We'll put it like this. Maybe we come back, okay? It's hard to do it when there's this many characters. But that's a very good point. I kind of wasn't thinking about the complaining part. I wouldn't put Joshua above Moses. I don't know. Which tier list did I do before this? I did Zelda games. And oh, that's not the right one. I did Zelda games and I did Spider-Man movies. But we're gonna keep moving on. And if you have any recommendations, we'll try to get to it. Rahab. You know, Rahab is one of those characters that is not mentioned a lot, right? But it's super impactful, and every time that she is mentioned, it's really important, right? Being a prostitute's not cool though. Now I get it. It's the faith that made her well, and she, you know, got past all that, whatever. But you still gotta keep that in mind. So I'm gonna go with B. But pretty big deed there, pretty important. So we'll leave it there for now. Noah. You know, building an ark is pretty hard, guys. Building an ark is pretty difficult. And that guy built an ark for how many ever years it took. And it was a big ark, really big ark. And you're doing that by yourself, man. I mean, at least mostly, you'd think. That's pretty big. Pretty much is the only reason we're still alive, right? Because he was the only one who would follow God, right? And that's pretty big. Noah's gotta be S tier. I think above Moses, maybe. I don't know. I'll say here, because Moses did write books, right? Think about Noah. No, Isaac's right. Vineyard incident, man. And wasn't it Noah who his daughters took advantage of him? Now, I'm just saying, we got to keep some of these things in mind, guys. There's a lot of weird stuff happening in Genesis. We're doing a Bible characters tier list, Owen, and I'm not really okay with this. This is in jest. Don't take it too serious. Terms of service. Get out of here. Get out of here with the terms of service. All right. No, not Lot, not Lot. Jezebel. Jezebel's pretty bad, man. I guess not. I don't know. Is Jezebel worse than Judas? I guess not, right? Judas betrayed. But Jezebel's pretty bad. Dude, I don't know what you're... Get out of here. Get this guy out of here. Do we need to take this guy? Can I get a vote for banning this guy from the chat? Why are there 10 viewers? Why do I get more viewers when I start talking about this? Come on, guys. Come on, guys. This is in jest. Don't... Oh, man. I'm gonna have to put, like, in jest. Come on, man. Come on. Now I get all my convert viewers. After I've already done the fun tier list like Zelda, you guys come in here. All right, Samson. Man, Samson's weak, guys. Let's be honest. I mean, Samson is one of those guys who is strong, but weak. And that's unfortunate, man. He's a strong man, but he's weak-minded. He doesn't have that David Goggins energy. He doesn't have that David Goggins energy. He gave himself up for Delilah. Okay, yeah, we don't care, whatever it is. Anyway, no, happy birthday, whatever. And that's pretty sad, man. But I will say, you know, he's got that final act. He kind of redeems himself, but he's not Sigma. You're right. He's got to be C tier, bro. He had his moment, but that's tough. That's tough. Tough stuff that happened there. I do feel like we have a big gap between, like, I don't know. I guess it's okay. King Saul, man. It's a very similar story, isn't it, right? He had his moment. He had his good stuff. And then women, man. Women. It's always women. And that's tough. That's tough for anyone. But, I mean, he did do a lot of good things. And he did have the most wisdom of anyone, right? And he wrote us some pretty good books. We got Proverbs, right? We got Ecclesiastes. And I think those are pretty valuable. So I'm going to put him in B tier. But he's got his shortcomings, man. They all do, though. We all do. Yeah, nobody's perfect. Adam. Man, Adam kind of screwed us up. Is that a hot take, guys? Now, I know what you're thinking. It was Eve. Listen. It was both of them. Let's not point fingers here, okay? Let's not get sexist on YouTube. Let's just go and put them together where they belong. F tier. No, I'm just... D tier, man? I don't know. I guess they gotta be C tier, right? I guess we had to come from something. Right? But, like, come on, guys. This is pretty bad. I don't know. I don't know what you can say about him. I don't know what you can say. King David. King David, a man after God's own heart, wrote us all the Psalms. It's where a lot of, at least, you know, where I get to try a lot of our songs, and I think, you know, for most people, a lot of our songs come from there. A lot of our, you know, things that we sing, a lot of praise, whatever. Also, just really great things to read every day. Really interesting stories. Obviously, there's that thing that happened with Bathsheba. Things, yeah, that's bad. Not good. Also, killed a lot of people. But that's a character guy. That's a pretty cool character. Looked forward to Jesus. I think he's got to be an S tier. I don't know where I'd put him S tier. I'm gonna just kind of leave him there for now, but personally, you know, I like kind of reading his stories more than Moses and Noah, but that's just a personal thing that has nothing to do with actual anything. I'm gonna go ahead and put him S above these two. All right, Elijah. Elijah is a really, I have to say, if Elijah on Mount Carmel with the prophets of Baal and then the aftermath where God appears to him on the mountain isn't one of your favorite Bible stories, what are you doing? What are you doing? What do you want? What gets better than challenging like 500 prophets of Baal to offer up their sacrifice and get him to light their altar, and you know, he sits there and nothing happens, and then what does he do? He puts puts like buckets of water, covers it all over his altar, completely soaked, and then God eats up the smoke, eats up the water. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, guys. Elijah gotta be, and I mean, look, there was some complaining, right? That's about everybody. That's still gotta be an S tier, man. Elijah's a pretty cool character. Had to do a lot of really tough things. Alright. Gideon. You know, Gideon is a cool story, man. But we don't get to read a whole lot about him. We don't get to know him like we get to know some of these other characters. I'm just going to put him A tier. Cain. Cain has got to be a D tier, man. Tough thing he did. Let's see. Where are we at? Man, why is it so stuffy, bro? I'm gonna blow my nose real quick, yo. Why are there 2 Cains? Since when you told me that, I don't know what that's about. Or sorry, 2 Gideons. I guess we'll just throw him at the end. Abraham. He's still got the Moses thing going on, right? All the Jews are like, well, Abraham's our father, right? But let's be honest. I mean, this is a faithful guy. This is a really cool guy. Put him S tier. And there's problems, there's good things. I'm just not in the mood to go into depth here, but we'll go ahead and put him there. Isaac, you know, mainly because I know some people named Isaac I really am just not a fan of. I think it goes right here. So, Samuel's a big one. Samuel's sons were disobedient, right? So they clearly had some. All right, fine. We'll put him like up here somewhere. Samuel had unfaithful sons. He clearly had some parenting problems, guys. At the same time, 1st and 2nd Samuel. That's the thing. I'm gonna put him A tier. Put him A tier for now. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. That's some pretty cool dudes. Surviving the fire, the whole flame thing. That's pretty cool stuff. I'm gonna put him right here. We're gonna go with that for now. Jacob. Jacob's a little bit of a scoundrel, just like the real Jacob. I mean, sorry, that's on me, guys. Jacob today is just like the real Jacob back then, and that he's a little bit of a scoundrel. And I think, what does Jacob mean? Jacob meaning in Hebrew, doesn't it mean like something about? No, that's not it. There's something else. I thought it means something about like being mischievous or something. I don't know. Deceiver. Yeah, that's what it is. Deceiver. Something like that. So, you know, Jacob's a little bit of character. But 12 sons of Jacob, that's you know, he had sons. That's pretty cool. We like people who had sons. Oh, excuse me. Daniel. I think Daniel's over there. Daniel's a really cool character. There's a lot to learn from Daniel, a lot that we don't read as much as we should. Very good example. Kind of get a lot of his life from young man all the way to being old. So that's something. Joseph. You know, Joseph, I get it. You know, coat of many colors. We talk about Joseph a lot. Joseph's a little bit overrated. I will say, though, running away from Potiphar's wife? Yeah. Running away from Potiphar's wife. That's pretty huge. That's pretty massive. If you can do that, you've got some stuff in you, man. And for that reason and that reason only, really, I gotta put him like right below Daniel. But like, that's a pretty big moment, man. That's a pretty big moment. Esther. Listen, story of Esther. Great story. Great book. If you haven't read it recently, go take a read. Yeah, he forgave his brothers. That's true. That's a really good point as well. That's a really good point as well. Esther is a great book. One of the coolest verses in the Bible there, which is where he says, "Who knows whether else will rise up?" And I didn't really do that right. It's Esther 4:14. For if you keep silent this time, relief and deliverance will arise for the Jews from another place, but you and your father's house will perish. And who knows whether you have not come to the kingdom for such a time as this. That's pretty cool. But you know what that means? That's Mordecai said that. And let's be honest, Mordecai is the real hero of Esther in a lot of ways, right? But Esther still did the deeds. So Esther's a good character. I'm gonna put her up here. somewhere. But Mordecai's the underrated one here. Let's be honest. All right. Job. Man, that guy went through a lot, right? Still didn't curse God. Still, knew God was his ruler. That's pretty big. Job is... I don't know, man. I'm gonna put Job like here. This is just kind of all lots of stuff. Ruth. I'm gonna be honest, it's been a long time since I read the book of Ruth. I really need to probably do that again. So I'm just gonna kind of put her here. Gabriel, the angel. He's just one of those characters, guys, that just keeps showing up, but like you don't know where to put him. I guess that just is another like A tier to me. It's hard, man. Gabriel is pretty cool, I guess, though. There's a lot of stuff we don't know about Gabriel. Nehemiah. I'm a Nehemiah fan, guys. I am a Nehemiah fan, I gotta say. I like rebuilding the walls. I think that's cool. We'll just kind of put him here for now. Jonah and the whale. I know another guy named Jonah, so kind of like Isaac. He's gotta go down here. No. The thing is, Jonah's kind of a loser in a lot of ways, right? He keeps running away from God and what God wants him to do because he doesn't really want the Assyrians, because Nineveh, Assyrians to be saved, and that's kind of cringe. And he keeps running away, and then even at the end, when they repent, he's not happy about it. But it's a really interesting book, and it's a good book to read. But he's probably a B tier. Probably a B tier. Pharaoh. Man, that guy's annoying. But, like, that was some pretty cool plagues to demonstrate God's power. Put him in C tier. I guess he's got to be D tier if Adam and Eve are in C tier. Goliath. That was pretty cool that David killed him. That's pretty cool. What a way to demonstrate God's power. Why do we have to Gideon? Oh, I said that earlier. My bad. Jeremiah. I think you'd be hard pressed. Maybe not necessarily hard pressed, but let's just be honest. Jeremiah is probably somebody who suffered the most in the Bible. I mean, he's up there. Got to be like at least top 5. I mean, what Jeremiah had to go through is absolutely insane. So much stuff. And I mean, that was just a horrible time to have to live and to do that job and everything. So, Jeremiah is an underrated character in a lot of ways. But I don't really know where to put him here. I guess we put him somewhere right there. Haman wanted to kill all the Jews. In the book of Esther. We'll put him... Haman's just kind of a boring character too, though. Like, right? Like, this guy's stupid. I don't know. Solomon. That's crazy, man. I'm sorry, guys. When I was doing King Saul, I definitely was talking about Solomon. I don't know why I did that. That's tough. King Saul is a C tier, man. King Saul's down here. That's my bad. That's my bad. I clearly was not thinking, but nobody corrected me. I didn't see anybody correct me. Isaac said King Saul above Adam and Eve is crazy, but I never saw anybody actually correct me on that. That's my bad. John the Baptist. John the Baptist is pretty cool. But like, what do you really say with John? I don't know. Put him in A tier. Simon Peter. All right, fine, man. Whatever Jesus says, you're right. My bad. All right, Simon Peter. Simon Peter's one of those characters you can identify with, right? And he's one of those characters who, he does a lot of messed up things. He turns around. He, does a whole lot for Jesus. Simon Peter, maybe isn't like an S+ person, right? But my goodness, is he a character you can relate to, and I think that's pretty important. Matthew, he wrote a book. I gotta say, it's not necessarily my favorite gospel to read personally. That doesn't mean anything against the book. It's obviously very, very, very important. And just for that reason, I think we got to give him somewhere in A tier. So we'll put him like up here somewhere. We'll put him like right there. I don't really know. James the disciple and James, Jesus' brother. We don't know a whole lot about James. Now, I believe James the disciple is the one that was killed by the sword. I'll put him in A tier, man. Put him in A tier. John. Did I put him below Gideon? I guess he could be a go of Gideon. John has got quite the gospel, man. And he also wrote, for a second there, John and the book of Revelation. And so he did quite a bit, man. I really do enjoy reading the Gospel of John. So for that reason, I'm going to put him... Man, this recency bias is getting crazy for me. I'm sorry. Let's put him top 8 tier. I don't know if that's too crazy. Stephen. What an underrated character, guys. Am I wrong here? Stephen is pretty crazy. And all right, fine. I can put him normal. Yes, you're probably right. Stephen is quite the character, though. I mean, that was quite a sermon, and that guy had no fear. He looked the Pharisees in the eyes and gave this sermon, and then died and was stoned, right? But my goodness, that is a guy with some heart right there. Stephen has got to be, you know, even though there's not a lot devoted to Stephen, he's got a moment or two, right? I think Stephen's got to be an easy, like, high A tier. I'll put him here. James, Jesus' brother. Book of James is super practical, super interesting book. I'm a big fan of the book of James. Didn't believe at first, came to believe. I think that's good evidence for us, you know, to show a little bit about Jesus. Put him in an A tier. Let's put him right here. All right. Pilate. You know, that guy has so much potential, right? And he knows. That's crazy that they used Luke Skywalker for Luke. That's really funny. And he knows that Jesus is innocent. But he has absolutely no... I don't know what you call it. No integrity. And so I think that's got to make him at least a D tier. Luke. Luke contributes to us the Gospel of Luke, which is a super interesting gospel, in my opinion. Also, Acts. That's a pretty big book. Early church. A lot of really practical information in there. A lot of really good stuff for us. I've built Luke in the S tier. Just for that. And he's a doctor, man. Isn't that cool? He's a doctor, and he's just kind of going around writing books and, like, I don't know. It's pretty cool, man. Virgin Mary. I mean, she bore Jesus, so I feel like that's automatically got to be an S+, right? I don't know what you say. I don't know what you say. Mary Magdalene. I don't know what about Mary Magdalene. Like, she's obviously very devoted to Jesus. Wash his feet, you know. Martha's all worried about other stuff, but I feel like she's got to be A tier, I guess. Put her, like, you know, maybe here. I don't know. Something like that. Nicodemus. I don't know, man. Didn't Nicodemus come to him at night? Right? Because he was a little bit, like, scared or something. He's, like, sort of a secret disciple. Am I wrong about that? Was Nicodemus a secret disciple? I believe so. Alright. That's fair. That's fair. Goat move. Nicodemus can be down here. Oh. Something like that. King Herod. I don't know which. There's a lot of King Herod, so I don't know if they mean like the one that killed all the babies, or I'm not sure if I don't think it's the same King Herod that got eaten by worms because he glorified himself. Either way, all of the King Herods just pretty bad, right? Pretty bad dudes. Pretty bad dudes. And that leaves us with Silas and Gideon. Silas is one of those characters we just don't get a lot about, right? It's like Barnabas is gone, and now we got Silas, and he's kind of the side character, and we just don't get a lot of information about him. Going on any journey with Paul is pretty cool, man, but like we just don't have a lot about him, so I think I have to put him probably bottom of A tier. And that, honestly, is gonna complete this list, I suppose. I feel very weird about doing that. Please know that this was just in jest, but you know it exists, I guess. So, I'm just gonna move on from that one. Where do I go from here? I think that's a real question. Where do I go? Why am I so far down? I should probably adjust this. I don't know where to go from here, guys. I don't know what I do next. Man. I don't know why my nose is so stuffed up. I don't know if it's pollen or what's going on. What do you guys want? What do viewers want? Because I still got food. I still got fast food up here. I've got Marvel movies or other movies. Or we could do something totally different, man. I'm not unwilling to get on a game or something else, bro. I don't know. I don't know. I will say I'm gonna blow my nose again while I wait a second here. I don't know what's going on with me right now. It's crazy. Absolutely nuts. Gary, I don't know that I'd say the logical step is Colors in Among Us. I feel like that's a bit of a stretch, in my opinion. That's okay though. Alright, fine. If that's what you guys want, then that's what you're gonna get. We'll do Marvel movies after. Let's get this one done quick. Alright. If you're wearing this color, everybody knows that you're the imposter. I'm sorry. Bad. Only the main ones? What do you mean with the main ones, bro? What do you mean? There's so many. Oh, bro. I don't know. Okay. All right, red. That's classic, bro. If I see an Among Us and it's red like that, that's an Among Us. White. That just gives me imposter vibes, bro. You're giving yourself away. Black gives me imposter vibes. You're giving yourself away. Pink's a pretty cool color and it's pretty close to red. Yellow, you're really unsuspicious, but like it's just not as cool a color as these ones. Let's be honest. Brown. You kind of look like poop.
As you're sitting in your basement,
But like,
but then your mom walks in, freaks out.
I don't know.
It's
just, it's a weird shade.
Into your body like formaldehyde.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess I did just bring. Okay, I'm not being racist. That's not what I meant. Come on.
Formaldehyde.
What? What did I just hear on this commercial? That was weird. Hang on, I gotta find some more music real quick. 1 hour of chilling lo-fi hip-hop beats. Whatever, that's fine. Brown's probably B tier this. Blue, this is just an ugly color, man. That just looks ugly. Aqua's pretty cool. I'll put that up there. Orange is just a dumb man's red. Green, I don't like green color. It looks almost as bad as blue. That's my tier list for the Among Us colors. Hate it, love it. You should love it because it's right. There's no other right answers ever. So, hope you guys are cool with that. Let's do Marvel movies. I've done this before, but it's been a very long time. And the last time I did it, I think I had just like finished watching all of the Marvel movies up to Endgame, right? So this is gonna be kind of a post I don't know, post watching. It's been a while. We'll see what I can do here. So MCU movie series. Okay, here's the thing. Hopefully this is all of the like ones up to Endgame and stuff. I'm not really sure. Hulk is F tier. I haven't seen it, but it's F tier. This is a holiday special. Let's go ahead and get rid of all the series. I don't watch the series. We're just kind of going up to Endgame, okay? Miss Marvel, whatever. Haven't seen it. I didn't watch really any. I watched Thor: Love and Thunder. I don't know if that's on here. It is. I watched Thor: Love and Thunder after Endgame, and that was one of the worst movies, if not the worst movie I've ever seen. Absolutely horrible. Watched it in theaters. It was terrible. And then I got drug into the theater again for a second time, which I never do. I never see a movie 2 times. I got drug into the theater a second time to watch it with my cousin and sister, and I had really no choice. That movie's horrible. Absolutely atrocious. Nothing good about that movie. So that movie's F tier for sure. I can't really read what this is. I think it's Secret Wars. Again, I haven't seen any of these movies after Endgame. Don't really care. Other than Thor: Love and Thunder, it's terrible and No Way Home. I guess I've seen Black Panther 2. I didn't really like that one. I can't tell what this is. If I can't tell what it is, it's getting put over here. Maybe I can zoom in a little bit. Maybe that'll help. That's Moon Knight. I've heard Moon Knight was okay, but again, I haven't watched any series. WandaVision, haven't seen. What is this? Hawkeye, I haven't seen. Wakanda Forever. I guess I have seen it. Wakanda Forever was not good. It really wasn't good, man. I think that's F tier. I'll just put this in haven't seen. I did not like Wakanda Forever. Hulk I've still never seen. I think I've seen everything else, right? Is this all the main ones? I guess this is Doctor Strange 2. Again, I haven't seen it. It's after Endgame. That's Quantum Mania. Shang-Chi, Eternals. Falcon and Winter Soldier. I assume, is this all the games before Endgame? I guess it is. It doesn't seem like it is to me, but I suppose it is. All right. That really don't feel like this is, but I guess it is. Man, this is tough, guys. All right, these are the only movies anybody cares about anyway, right? Man, there's a lot of these. All right. Civil War, Captain America Civil War. I've heard, yeah, I do need to watch Shang-Chi maybe. I've heard people say that Civil War is, one of their favorite Marvel movies. If I look up Captain America Civil War, I think it's rated like what, 90% on Rotten Tomatoes at least. Yeah, 90%. I was dead on. 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. Let's see what they say about it. 89% audio movement. Yeah, political pressure, whatever. Begins the next wave of Marvel movies with an action-packed superhero blockbuster boasting a decidedly non-cartoonish plot and the courage to explore thought-provoking themes. That's not true. Captain America Civil War is not that good. It was overhyped. I get it. Who are you, Team Cap or Team... What do you say? Oh, I was about to say, or Team Steve. Team Cap or Team Iron Man or whatever, right? Okay, like... It's not that good a movie. It's overhyped. It was okay. I'm not saying it's like a terrible movie or anything. But there's much better Marvel movies than that. And in my opinion, there's better Captain America movies than that. Civil War, and let's be honest, Civil War is part 2, okay? Civil War is part 2 of a movie which honestly I think is better, which is The Avengers Age of Ultron. It's a part 2. It's just it's an incomplete story after Age of Ultron, and the Civil War is kind of part 2 of that. I'm put Civil War in D tier, and I may come back to that and add it a little bit higher. We'll see what happens. I don't think we need an E tier 2. I think that's a little bit too much. So let's go ahead and delete that row. All right, we come to the Avengers, the first Avengers movie. I'll be honest, it's been a while since I've seen it, as in it's been a long while. I don't remember too super much about it, and I get it. A lot of y'all probably saw it in theaters or really liked it when you were younger. I didn't see it until I was much older, and I remember it being okay. It was good, but it's not fantastic. I think it's it's a solid movie. It's probably in the C tier, but we can come back to that. This is the Avengers Age of Ultron. I honestly remember liking this one better. I thought it was a little bit more mature. I kind of liked the villain in Ultron. I sort of liked the themes of the movie. I enjoyed this one a little bit more, and I understand most people like the Avengers a lot better, and the Age of Ultron, they're like, oh, that's the worst Avengers movie. Maybe so. It's been a while since I've watched them. That's kind of where I land, at least for now. All right, Infinity War.
I'll be honest, I was a little bit disappointed by Infinity War just because it's been so hyped up. And again, I am very late to the Marvel parties. I didn't watch any of these movies until like basically all of them had already come out. I think I watched them all during like quarantine 2020. So, or 21, I don't remember. Infinity War is, I really wanted it to be like amazing. I still think it's a really good movie. It's not, and I assume most of you is probably as plus tier, right, or best Avengers movie. For me, it's maybe like A tier, maybe B tier. I'll put it in A tier for respect of it. And I'm sure, by the way, if I had watched this movie in theaters when it actually came back, I would have liked it a whole lot more. But I already knew what happened. I already knew everybody was going to get, you know, snapped and all that. I mean, it's such a, you know, cultural thing at that point. So, yeah. So that's the thing. Endgame is S tier. I think it's a fantastic into the series. And I mean, I don't know. It's just perfect homages to everything. You know, sacrifice involved. It's a really good movie. And I'll say, I'm not the biggest Marvel fan of all time. So all of these are kind of ranked to me on like a scale of Marvel movies, not necessarily movies in general. But we're making Marvel movies right now. So Guardians of the Galaxy. All right, click off the stream right now if you want. I'm not a Guardians of the Galaxy guy. Sorry, just I don't really like Guardians of the Galaxy. It's not my type. I'm not a big comedy guy in general. And I don't, yeah, all right, leave, whatever. I'm not a big comedy guy in general. And I get it. Everybody wants to argue about this. Guardians of the Galaxy is the greatest movie of all time, whatever. It's just not my cup of tea, guys. Not my cup of tea. Didn't really like this movie. I put it D tier. I wouldn't want to rewatch it. And I get it. A lot of people like it. They like this type of genre. They think it's funny. To me, this is kind of like the beginning of just Marvel jokes. Ha ha ha. And it's just, and I'll say, obviously, it did them a lot better than, like, later stuff did. But, like, it's just not my cup of tea, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, click off, whatever. Honestly, I enjoyed Chapter 2 better. I kind of liked Chapter 2. I know a lot of people didn't, but I sort of enjoyed it. So, I'm going to put it here. And by the way, I don't think this is terrible. Or either of these are terrible. It's just not really my cup of tea. Let's move along here. Ant-Man I really enjoyed, guys. I thought Ant-Man was a really good movie. I think it's unique. I think it's funny. I like Paul Rudd. I think Ant-Man for me is probably like an A tier, maybe not A tier. I'm trying to kind of figure this out. Maybe A tier. I think it's an A tier. I really like Ant-Man. I think it's a really good movie. Now it comes to Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think, you know, we go down a bit. It becomes less interesting. It's a little bit more, I don't know what you'd call it. A little bit more, ambiguous. I don't know. It's more about like, oh, we kind of need this for Endgame than really it is the movie itself and introducing characters. And, you know, let's be honest, the first movie in most things are a lot better than the following ones. Ant-Man and the Wasp, probably D tier, something like that. All right, Doctor Strange. We gotta move this lo-fi beat a little bit, guys. It's like the same one over and over again. Let's see if we can find a better one. Twilight Princess music. I like that. That's a little loud. Okay, I don't want the Vessel of Light one. Or the mini music. Let's do like this. Alright. Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange, guys. The first Doctor Strange is fantastic. Morbius isn't a Marvel movie. Morbius is a Sony movie. But if it was, it would be S tier. Doctor Strange is a fantastic movie. Doctor Strange is one of my favorite Marvel movies. And then they made the second one, which I still haven't watched, and I've heard it wasn't great. I've heard some people say it was terrible. I've heard some people say it was okay. Doctor Strange apparently not great. Doctor Strange's first one, really liked it. I really liked the music from it. Really liked Michael Giacchino, and he did several Marvel movies, but he may have done more than I'm even thinking of. But really like the music for Doctor Strange. Really like the plot line. I like Benedict Cumberbatch. I like Rachel McAdams. Probably an A tier for me. I think Doctor Strange is one of the better Marvel movies in the series. I'm curious to see what Doctor Strange is rated like Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes. Doctor Strange. I don't know. Doctor Strange. 89%. Okay. I honestly think it's better than that. I think Doctor Strange is
one of the best Marvel movies there is. But if we talk about what is the actual best Marvel movie other than like Endgame, it's Iron Man. Iron Man is probably the only Marvel movie that I can say, oh, that's not really, besides like No Way Home, it's not really so much a Marvel movie. Like, I would just watch that on my own. And it's nice because you don't have to have any knowledge of any other like series or you know, this is going on or this is in this part of the timeline or whatever. And like, I get it, that's all cool, but Iron Man is a standalone movie. It's a great movie, fantastic movie. It's really good. Let's see what Iron Man's rated on Rotten Tomatoes out of curiosity. Iron Man is, surely it's rated like 95% or something, right? Yeah, 94%. Yeah, Iron Man is fantastic. And then we're getting it all off, right? Spider-Man movies we've already done. I'm just not even gonna put them on the list. I just don't want to do that. Black Panther, I was told, was the best Marvel movie. And honestly, if I look up Black Panther right now, it's probably isn't it like 90% Rotten Tomatoes? It's something super high, right? 96. I'm so good at guessing, guys. My goodness. Yeah, Black Panther, 96% Rotten Tomatoes. And you can see only 79% audience score. So, I mean, whatever. Maybe other people. 94% audience score for Wakanda Forever? That's wild. I don't know. Maybe audience score doesn't mean anything. Black Panther was overhyped for me, though. I was told it was the best Marvel movie to date, whatever. It's not. I don't think it's nearly as good as people get it for credit for. It's okay, but you know, I still don't have a lasting memory of that movie. And I will say, because I've watched Wakanda Forever more recently, didn't really like that one. It messed up the world a little bit for me. I'm gonna put it C tier for now, but I don't remember super well. And to me, that means it wasn't a great movie because I just don't have a great memory of it. Let's sit up a little bit so I can be seen a little bit better because, you know, it's so important to do that. Being silly, chill. All right. Sorry, excuse me. Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel's a bad movie. It's not a good movie. It's not interesting. Character's not interesting. A lot of CGI. Nothing really going on. Only reason I watch Captain Marvel is to understand the other movies. It's probably an F tier, honestly. Again, I'm probably not gonna read the Spider-Man movies right now. Maybe I'll do them real quick at the end. Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2. I'm gonna have to put this again, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm so stuffed up right now. I don't know. Who knows, man. Iron Man 2 is a pretty big downstep from Iron Man 1. And I think it's rated pretty poorly by most fans and critics too, right? It's like 72%. It's higher than I thought it was. Well, okay, that makes me curious. Is Iron Man 3 rated better or worse? So that's 72 and 71. It's a little bit better. 79, 78. All right. It's not great. It's still Robert Downey Jr. though, and Robert Downey Jr. pretty much carries all of these movies, let's be honest. I would put it in C tier. I think it's an okay movie, but it's certainly not, you know, one of the best. Iron Man 3. Here's the thing about Iron Man 3. A lot of people don't really like it or don't really care for it. I really like Iron Man 3. I remember watching that one and really enjoying it. And I don't know, just having a good time with that movie. I think it's interesting. I think it's cool. I think it's got cool fight scenes. I think it's got, you know, good story and heart to it. The problem with Iron Man 3 is that it just doesn't really matter. Iron Man 1 obviously matters a ton because it introduces Tony Stark and his character arc, right? And Pepper and everyone else, right? Iron Man 2 is important. It introduces Natasha Romanoff, who's Black Widow. I can't speak. Introduces Black Widow, introduces other characters that are important to the story. So Nick Fury kind of comes in, right? All of it's important. Iron Man 3 just isn't. Iron Man 3 could not be a movie, and it wouldn't affect the Marvel Cinematic Universe as a whole. But as you may already be able to tell from this list, I'm just not a big MCU, like, oh, big universe thing in itself. So I'm going to put Iron Man 3 pretty high, a lot higher than you'd probably expect it to. I'm going to put it in B tier. I think it's a really good movie. I enjoy Iron Man quite a bit. Iron Man 3. I would watch it again. Gary said I loved all the suits in Iron Man 3. Yeah. I mean, it's cool. I think the whole ending sequence is super cool with, like, all the fireworks and, like, you know, let's even look that up. I haven't seen this in such a long time. By such a long time, I mean, like, 3 years, but I don't know. It seems like such a long time to me. I'm curious to like get a look at it. So give me just a second. Is this even the last scene? Oh, this is the Malibu mansion. I'm sorry, guys. Final battle. This is what I was looking for. They have all like the fireworks exploding and all the suits. I don't know, man. It's been a while. Oh, this is what I was thinking of. Like all the suits flying around and stuff. Is it? What am I missing, dude? Ah, whatever. It's not in this club. Okay, whatever. It's really good. It's really good. All right, the Thor movies. Thor 1. Thor 1's okay, okay? Thor 1 is funny. And you know, introduces the characters, but it's a little cheesy. It's not my favorite. I'd probably put Thor at like a D tier. Maybe not as good as Civil War. I think it's probably fair D tier. It looks like I'm lacking out a little bit. Thor Dark World. I remember reading that Thor Dark World was horrible and all this stuff. I remember liking Thor Dark World. I remember thinking Thor Dark World was funny. I don't know exactly where I'd put it. I'd probably put it like C tier though. I remember actually kind of enjoying Thor Dark World, and maybe Thor is a little bit better. I don't know. It's been a while, but I remember thinking Thor was the kind of mid and actually pretty much enjoying Thor Dark World, which I didn't really expect. Maybe it is because I just went into it with such low expectations. So I don't know. Thor Ragnarok. So I know Thor Ragnarok is almost always people's favorite Thor movie, and they say it was super good, and you know, like the direction of Taika Waititi. It's good. It was a good movie. It was fun. You know, I think it's a little overrated though. I don't think it's quite as good as people give it credit for. And it'll be honest, it has been a while, so maybe I'm not quite right with this, but I'm gonna put it at D. I'll put it C tier. It was probably better than Thor Dark World, but it's been a while. I'll be honest, so it's mid and whatever. And I have a bad taste in my mouth because although this was probably a pretty good version of it, the next movie that Taika Waititi did, which was Thor: Love and Thunder, I hated it. And they're similar, even though this one's a lot better. They're kind of similar in some ways, and so it just rubs me the wrong way. So I'm probably putting this one lower than it probably ought to be, but whatever, recency wise. Captain America, what is this movie actually called? I never remember. What is the first? Is it called The First Avenger? Captain America. It is, right? The First Avenger? Yeah, it is. Okay. A lot of people love this movie. Think it's fantastic. It's okay, man. I'm not a big Red Skull guy. I like, what's his name? I'll look it back up. I like Hugo Weaving. Obviously, we got Elrond in here. He's probably the best in The Matrix, though. If you haven't seen The Matrix, go watch that. And also in Hacksaw Ridge. Hacksaw Ridge is by far the best out of any of the movies I've just said. My goodness, that movie's fantastic. If you haven't seen Hacksaw Ridge, go see that movie. That is a fantastic movie. Really, you know, really good war movie. But my goodness, it's such an inspiring story. Probably Andrew Garfield's best performance in anything I've seen, at least. Anyway, not my favorite movie. I think it's okay, but again, to me, it's just kind of an average movie. I'd put it C tier, probably somewhere over here. This leaves us with the Spider-Man movies and then Winter Soldier. Again, I'm probably just not gonna do the Spider-Man movies. I'm not in the mood. I already did a Spider-Man tier list if you wanted to see that. Winter Soldier is definitely my favorite Captain America movie, by far. I really liked Winter Soldier. For a long time, I was really obsessed with Winter Soldier. I remember wanting, when I started doing filming and stuff, I wanted a lot of my fight scenes to look like Winter Soldier because I thought those fight scenes were so cool and such fast-paced stuff. I mean, even looking that up now, let's see, like, where's the Winter Soldier versus Captain America or something? This fight scene, the highway, my goodness, I remember watching this and being like, wow, this is so cool. This whole fight scene's awesome, man. Just the speed at which it's happening and the camera angles and the movement, the whole intensity of this movie, and then like trying to find out all the like plans and stuff behind what's it called? I've already forgotten what it's called. Clearly it's been a long time. You know what I mean. The Nazi organization. But anyway, in the fight scene, cool, man. The knife, and he drops the knife, picks it back up. Great movie. So Winter Soldier's probably up there in, I don't know if I'd go quite S tier. I remember liking it a lot more back then, but I'd probably go high A tier. I'll probably put it there. And so, again, I didn't really rank the Spider-Man movies this time, but this is my or I guess in-game, everything before in-game and in-game tier list here. I think Iron Man is probably the best movie, and then as a whole, obviously, in-game's a fantastic wrap-up. Other really good movies I like a lot, not quite as much as Iron Man, right, are going to be, you know, standalone movies, are Doctor Strange, Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Only reason I put Captain America: The Winter Soldier under Doctor Strange probably is that it's you know, you still kind of have to know what's going on. It still has a lot more to do with the MCU. Infinity War is still really good, obviously. Ant-Man I really liked. Iron Man 3 I like. And then you kind of lead to some mid movies here that, you know, probably wouldn't want to watch again necessarily, but they're okay. And then finally we got our D tier movies and the F ones. So yeah. That is my Marvel movie tier list. And so, it kind of puts me in a spot here where, let's see, we've been streaming for about an hour and 43 minutes. I think I'll do one more here. One more here before I go. And I probably wouldn't leave as quick if my stinking nose wasn't messing up so bad. But I think I'll do one more tier list before I go. And if, let's see, I've only got 4 viewers right now, but if anybody has any questions, Q&A, still will allow that. Whatever your question's about, I don't care. I'll answer pretty much anything. So, Billy Joel songs. I like that one, actually. That's really good. That's a good suggestion. I'll do that. I'm cool with ending on that one. This is just gonna be like you and me watching, Jonah, because I feel like nobody else, unless Jake's still watching, I don't know. Is Jake still here? Jake, if you're still here, you should text. If not, I'm gonna send you another Discord message, because... Okay, he said don't get this wrong. He's here. Is this... Okay, we need a big list. I don't want some tiny list of Billy Joel songs. I want the whole... Yeah. Yeah, I want like a whole big thing here. I don't know what all's on here, but hopefully... I don't know. We'll keep looking down until I find the right one. I like this one because it looks like it's by album. Yeah, it is. Okay. I don't know if this is every Billy Joel song. It looks like it might be most of them. Alright, we'll do this in just a second. I'll be right back, guys, and then we'll do this probably as our last tier list before I get in the stream today. So, I'll be back in just a moment. Alright guys, I'm back. And we're going to end it off with the Billy Joel tier list. So, again, this is in my opinion. And I haven't heard all of these songs, but I have heard a lot of them. So, let's go ahead and change this tier list. I want to make this more like just SA. I don't want these weird, stupid things that this guy did. I think we got S, A, B, C, D, F, maybe. Oh, I won't say F. I'll say eh. Because, like, let's be honest, none of his songs are terrible. At least most of his songs aren't terrible. There probably are a few that are terrible, but most of the ones I've heard are not terrible. I guess I'll make it F. We'll just keep it the same. All right. So let's start here with Big Shot, and this is gonna be difficult to do. I might have to start moving these around as I go because we don't really necessarily have a basis for what's the best, what's the worst, right? Okay. So we're just gonna kind of say that, you know, these three like songs are really good. This is like pretty chill songs. This is kind of and this is Big Shot. Big Shot's obviously classic. I'll be honest though, guys, I don't like listening to songs with curse words. And so I don't love Big Shot because of that. But I mean, it's got a cool tune, and you know, I like parts of Big Shots. I'll put Big Shot as a C tier. C tier for now. Honesty. Honesty is, you know, one of those songs. I say one of those songs that Jake introduced me. I guess Jake introduced me to almost all of the Billy Joel stuff, but then I listened to a lot of it on my own too. Honesty is great. I really like Honesty. I really like Honesty because I can kind of sing Honesty decently, and I just really like the words to Honesty. I think it's an awesome song. I'm gonna put that in A tier for now. Honesty is really great. My Life. My Life is another really good one. All from the this is what, 52nd? Yeah, 52nd Street. Man, My Life's really good too. The problem is I like all of his songs, so this is gonna be tough. Maybe I'll make like maybe I need another tier, dude. I think I'm gonna add another tier. So we'll do like F, D. Maybe I'll do like A and then like A minus, B, C. I don't know. This is tough, man. I really like all of his songs. At that, I'm gonna do this here, I guess. Okay. My Life's A minus, I guess, because I don't like My Life as much as Honesty, but I do really like My Life. My Life's just also a really good song. But it gets a little bit repetitive in my opinion, so it's a little bit overplayed. Zanzibar's sort of up there too, man. Zanzibar's probably B tier for me. And again, I like all of these songs, so it's a little bit tough. Zanzibar to me is not quite as good as My Life, not quite as good as Honesty, but it is a really good song. Stiletto. So Stiletto's underrated, man. I might need to, I haven't seen it. You know, if I haven't seen it, I'll just keep it in here, I guess. Stiletto is an underrated one that I think is pretty good. It does get kind of repetitive, I'll say. To me, you know, I like it a little bit better than Big Shot, but it's still not, you know, fantastic. But Stiletto's got some really good lyrics. Go listen to that one. To be honest, I have not heard the other ones enough. I've probably heard them, but I probably haven't heard them enough to really rank them, so I'm gonna leave them here. Moving Out, Anthony's song. Excuse me. Man. My bad. Moving Out is really good. I mean, that is just a vibe song that you can listen to anytime. I'm gonna put that one in A tier. Moving Out is fantastic. I really like Moving Out. The Stranger. For a while there, I'll say The Stranger was not a song that I really liked. It was one of those ones that I kind of skip and be like, I don't really want to hear this one. But, you know, it starts to grow on you. And that's really how a lot of his songs are, to me, to be honest. A lot of his songs are not necessarily like, oh, I hear this the first time and wow, it's so good. Although there are ones like that. It's a lot of it is I hear it and then I'm like, man, I kind of like that. I kind of like what he did here. And then I hear it over and over again. And then I'm like, yeah, I really like that. Stranger's probably A minus or B to me. I'm gonna put it B. Put a B above Zanzibar. But Stranger's a good one. Just the Way You Are. Now I know he doesn't like Just the Way You Are. So I think he wrote it up for his like first wife, right? And he's just like, oh, it's stupid love song. It's a pretty good song. I also don't like it as much as maybe it was. I think it was a big hit at the time. I don't really like it as much as that, but I do think it's still a pretty good song. I would put it high B tier. Something like that. I don't listen to this one as much as I should though. It's a pretty good one. All right, Scenes from an Italian Restaurant has to be an S tier. I think it's pretty unarguable. I will say, like, honestly, I'd probably rather listen to Honesty or Moving Out myself. Because Scenes from an Italian Restaurant is like 8 minutes long, you know, and it's such an experience. But, like, because of that, it's such a fantastic song. I mean, it has to be S tier. I think that's his favorite song that he wrote, if I'm not mistaken. guess Jake can correct me on that if it's not. Um, Vienna's funny because it wasn't a hit at all back when it came out, but you know, as time went on, it sort of became more and more popular. And to now, like, if you go and talk to somebody about Billy Joel, Vienna's probably like in the top 5 that they've probably heard of Billy Joel before, which is really wild to me, you know. Now everybody really likes Vienna, but it wasn't a hit then. And I don't know when I came on the scene. I think I came on the scene like as that song was becoming more popular. I think I maybe found it like a little bit before everybody else, but then everybody else just suddenly started listening to it. I don't know, just caught on. Vienna is definitely one of my favorite songs, though. I'd put it in A tier. Probably above Anthony's song, but I think Vienna's fantastic. I love singing Vienna. Only Good Die Young. All right, guys. Sorry, not a big fan of Only Good Like Die Young. Okay, whatever. It's a joke. What, I don't care. It's just not my song, guys. It's down here. I'll say it's got a good beat. It's got a good beat. It's got a good beat. But I can't get with the words. Whatever, man. Catholic girls start too late. Whatever. She's Always a Woman. She's Always a Woman is one of those songs that's like, the words kind of hit. Gotta say. But, and you know, the melody does too, and it's a good melody. But, you know, I'm not, it's kind of slow. It's a little bit, it's sweet. It's really good. I might put it above My Life. That's tough though. I'll put it above My Life just for a little change of pace. But they're both really good. And this is hard, man. I don't know. Get It Right for the First Time. I've heard, but I haven't heard enough, so I'm not gonna rank it. Everybody Has a Dream. I don't know if I've heard that one or not. All My Life. Let's see what album is this. I'll be honest. I don't know what any. I know I've heard You're Only Human Second Wind, but I don't know if I've heard any of the other ones on this one. I'm not sure what album this is. You're Only Human Second Wind. Man. I'm struggling, man. 1985, Greatest Hits. I don't know what this one is, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know any of these songs. Maybe I'm not a real fan. Alright, this is called Spring Harbor. Excuse me. She's Got Away. That was a really good one, man. It's a really simple one, but I really enjoyed that song. I'd put it probably in the B tier. Put it in between The Stranger and She's Just the Way You Are. Got to Begin Again. I used to like to listen to that one a lot. It's kind of sad. I think that's the one that follows Tomorrow Is Today, which is his Suicide Note song. But I think it's good in some ways. I'm gonna put that one in the C tier. Just because it's just one of the songs that you like. I don't really want to listen to a lot. And you know, a lot of these are similar to me, really. Turn Around, I like. Everybody Loves You Now, Falling of the Rain. I gotta kind of put these are all very similar to me. Tomorrow's Today. I don't really like the actual song Tomorrow's Today that much. And the other ones I just haven't heard enough, man. All of these are they're good, right? But they're not fantastic, in my opinion. I don't know. It's just hard. Those aren't songs that I listen to a ton. I've definitely heard all of them. I used to listen to Got to Begin Again a lot. I listened to Turn Around a lot. I had those on my playlist, and I do like She's Got Away. All of them are okay, by the way. I'm not saying these are just, to me, this is like average. It's not like bad. I just think he has so many other songs that are better. Let's see. You May Be Right. You may be right, but you may be crazy. I'm not a huge You May Be Right fan. I know it's like one of his really popular songs, but it's not my, not necessarily my cup of tea. I'm gonna give You May Be Right a C tier. This is Glass Houses. And I've just listened to all of these. Through the Long Night is very mid. I don't know. Sometimes a fantasy. Oh, I mean, it's okay. To me, again, it's still kind of D tier. It's not really my favorite. Don't Ask Me Why goes pretty hard. I do like Don't Ask Me Why quite a bit. I'm gonna put it B tier for now. But, and you know, there's gonna be some recency bias with all of this, and there's always gonna be the bias of, oh, I've heard that song so many times it gets a little bit boring, you know. So, we'll say there for that. This is a long tier list. I need to speed it up a little bit because we still haven't even gotten to his like biggest albums yet. I guess we did do what's it called? The Stranger. Goodness. I guess we are getting close to his bigger albums, I suppose. And I'm honestly not gonna know a lot of these because I haven't listened to a whole lot of them. All right. Let's see. It's Still Rockin' Mold in Me. Again, another one of his big songs that just I'm not like a huge fan of. It's just not really my type of song. I don't think it's bad at all, but it's just not really my favorite of his songs. All for Lena I listened to recently, and I'll say it gets a little bit annoying, but it does kind of go hard in spots. I'll put that at so that's hard. I'll put it in higher C tier. I Don't Want to Be Alone. I don't know that song super well. I've definitely heard it, but I don't know it super well. Sleeping with the Television On is one of those ones that I hadn't heard really at all. Let's see. Okay, Jake, I know how you feel about this one. I think it's a little bit better than you give it credit for, but it's not great. It's not great. Again, these two I just can't remember enough to really rate. Sleeping with the Television On is another one that, so like you showed me, Jake, recently, and that song was pretty hard. That song I really like. I didn't realize how good that song was. I would put that maybe high A minus. That's a really good one. I'm a big fan of that song. That's just a really fun song. All right. You know what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go ahead quickly kind of run through his later songs after, you know, his most famous albums, because honestly I just haven't heard a lot of them that much. I guess some of these are out of order, so like that's not even true. I know you're gonna do your own, right? All right. Make your own, but let me finish. So An Innocent Man is probably my favorite album, personally. An Innocent Man and The Stranger, I know. The Stranger's always said to be his best. Okay, there are a lot of these later ones I haven't seen, so I'm just gonna kind of rate the ones I know. Piano Man. Man, it's overplayed. It's not my favorite Billy Joel song at all. I'll put Piano Man high C tier. Or you know what? I'll put Piano Man low B tier because of what it is and what it means. But it's just not like his most musically interesting song, and it's not personally my favorite one. Yeah, I mean, it's good. It is certainly overplayed, and a lot of people are like, oh, I know Billy Joel, but all they know is Piano Man. They're like, can you play Piano Man? I'm like, kind of, but like I could play something better, like Vienna or Honesty or Moving Out or something. Let's see. Allentown. Oh, I forgot about. Man, he's got so many songs, dude. I forgot how many songs he's got. Allentown. I really like Allentown, man. That's Nylon Curtin now. Allentown's got to be up there. Pressure's pretty good. Pressure, I'm gonna put low B tier. Goodnight Saigon, I used to like to listen to a lot. I think that song's really good. I think, to me, that song probably somewhere in the middle of B tier. And again, all of these are really good, but it's just hard to rate. Where's the Orchestra is kind of an underrated song that I'm a fan of his. It's real short, but sad song. Kind of like it. I'm going to put that one somewhere in C tier. She's Right on Time. It's his only Christmas song. Kind of a fan of that one. Still think it's probably C tier somewhere. Still not as... To me, these are my favorite ones that I'd like listen to on repeat. You know, A or S through kind of B tier, and then C is like all good songs that I like but aren't my favorite, and then D's kind of mid, and then F's like, oh, that's not a good song. Let's see here. This is one of his early albums. I'm actually not really sure which one. Ballad of Billy Kid is pretty good. Underrated song. That's a fun one, man. I'm gonna put that B tier. Probably probably lower B tier. Captain Jack is, again, I just haven't listened to a lot of these enough. Captain Jack is a kind of a sad one, but it's got some vibes to it, man. I put that one probably higher C tier. I don't know. This is again one of his later ones. So I think this is his last album actually. Lullaby, man. I'm kind of a sucker for Lullaby. I used to listen to that song a lot. That song is really sad, but musically and lyrically, I do like that song. It's pretty good. Man, he's just got so many good songs, y'all. I'm gonna put it in low B tier. I like that song for totally different reasons that I like. Most of these are like bops. This one's not, but it's good. It's good. The River of Dreams is such a vibe, dude. Oh my goodness. I used to just be like, oh, this song is kind of weird. It's so different from anything else. That song goes so hard though. Like, yeah, you don't even understand how hard that song goes. That song's kind of crazy. That song's got to be like A- or something. I did not mean to move those. I forgot where this was. I think it was here, right? I don't remember exactly where that song was. I think I moved it out of order a little bit. Something like that. Yeah, River Dreams probably. I don't know if I put it that high. I think it's A-, man. That song's fantastic. Let's see. We're looking for. Again, another one I haven't heard a whole lot. Is one of his later ones. I don't know if I've heard any of the ones off this album. I've heard Souvenir, but not enough to really rank it. Yeah, these are a lot of ones I just haven't seen a whole lot. Let's go ahead and do this album. This is, goodness, what's this album called with New York State of Mind and all that? That's, Old Grey, no, what am I saying? It's not the Old Grey Whistle. That's the test. What is, goodness, what? Turnstiles. Oh my goodness, I'm stupid. All right, Turnstiles. Printing something, so let me give this out in just a second. One momento. All right, let me move the music down a little bit. Let's go to like here. All right, Turnstiles. Got a lot of good songs. Summer Highland Falls is a really good one. Probably A- tier for me. It's kind of lower A-, but that's a really good one. I enjoy that song a lot. I don't know. I've got so many good songs on here though. Maybe what I'll do is move a few of these up. Put like She's Got Away there and maybe The Stranger. I think I'll do it like that. Man, I'm gonna blow my nose again. Give me 2 seconds, y'all. Oh man. Alright, so let's finish this one. Sorry about that, guys. Nose is really bothering me right now for whatever reason. I think I got allergies. Why Nothing Felicity, you said Turnstiles, yeah, and I'm stupid. And I'm gonna come back to Innocent Man. Innocent Man's probably my favorite album of his, so I'm gonna come back and rate all this at the end. I'm just trying to get through all the ones where I really just haven't heard enough of these songs to, or heard them consistently enough to rate them. So It Goes, I know, is one of Jake's favorite. So It Goes is a really, really, really good song. It's not one that I listen to a lot, but it's got some insane lyrics, and it's got really nice chord progression too. So I'm gonna put that in A-. I think musically you could make an argument that's one of his best songs. That's fine. Okay, shut up, Jake. Musically, you could say one of the best songs. It's just not like one that I would listen to a ton, but It is really good. It is really good. I mean, I could understand why you'd say A tier. We'll leave it there for now. Because that's some trash, Owen. All right. Let's see. Leningrad. Leningrad, I think, is an underrated song, man. I think that's a cool experience. It's a cool experience that he had and that he wrote about it. And I would put that somewhere on B. Hang on, Owen. I'm in the middle of life when I go off. This is the last one we're doing. Then I'll join Discord. All right. Let's see what else. This Is the Time. Another one that's a little bit sad, but still a really good song. So. All right. Let's see here. We've got. All right. Whatever, bro. Chill out. I've Loved These Days. Underrated one. I don't know. Man, he's just got so many good songs. It's hard to rate, and they're all good at different times. So, I've Loved These Days is like high C tier for me. James is pretty good, dude. I don't know. They're all just pretty good, man. I don't even know. I don't even know where to go with all of them. I can rate The Innocent Man a lot better because those songs I've heard so many times, but they're all good. New York State of Mind. Oh, Baby Grand with Ray Charles is so underrated, though. Oh, that one's so good, dude. I like that song quite a bit. I'm gonna put that like B tier, bro. That song is so underrated. And it's with Ray Charles, so that's pretty crazy. Alright, New York State of Mind. Where did I throw it? Did I even put it here? I think I did. I just don't remember where to put it. Did I? Oh, no, it's still up here. I don't know. New York State of Mind is a fantastic song, dude. I'm put it at the top of B tier, but it's still a great song. I like these other ones better. Again, I haven't heard a lot of these enough to really rate them. Where's Don't Start the Fire? We didn't start this fire as trash, guys. We didn't start the fire as his worst song by a mile. Okay? I don't know why it's so overplayed. There's nothing good about We Didn't Start the Fire, okay? It's not a good song at all. It's so boring. The lyric, I mean, whatever. It's just him, like, spouting out random stuff from history. Like, I could do that too. Like, whatever. Alright, now let's do An Innocent Man. I really heard Easy Money or Keeping the Faith a lot, but I think all the other ones I have. Alright. Or Keeping the Faith I've heard. Keeping the Faith is mid. I'm gonna put it bottom of D tier. It's fine song. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's not my favorite. Christy Lee kind of mid. I don't know, put it down here. Innocent Man, man. An Innocent Man is another one of those ones that I feel like is a little bit underrated. This actually kind of helps with the camera. Maybe I'll leave it there. It's an underrated song, dude. I really enjoy that one. I remember finding that one and be like, wait, this song's sick. And like all the high notes with it. I would probably put Innocent Man... Man, there's so many good songs, dude. I'd put it at the bottom of A minus tier, but again, these are all like together. The Longest Time is one of my favorite Billy Joel songs for sure. Will, you missed all the good ones that you would have liked. You missed the Spider-Man movies, Marvel movies, all the Zelda tier list, all that stuff. Longest Time is one of my personal favorite Billy Joel songs. I just love the harmonies. I love the lyrics, and that was one of the first, I think, really one of the first ones I was introduced to. So for me, that's an A tier. This Night is another song from An Innocent Man that is super underrated, that is absolutely fantastic. He uses the chord progression from a Beethoven song. You know, I guess you're right. That is the only S tier right now. And see, it's just hard for me because, like, I don't know. I didn't know where some of these other ones were going to fall, and we could technically move some of these up. So, you know what I'm going to do is this. I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna split some of these up a little bit. I'm gonna say Sleeping with a Television On, She's Always a Woman. See, my mind changes as I go along because I like all of these songs so much. Oh, man. This is really where it should be split up, is the C, probably, right? I don't know. I really like all of these songs. Man, that's hard. We'll do something like that for now. This Night, again, to me, it's just one of my favorite songs. I love the way it goes. I love that the chorus is stolen from Beethoven's song. I just think it's awesome. That's gonna be up here for me, personally. Tell Her About It. Tell Her About It is a really good song, really good lyrics. A little bit more popular, I guess, on that album. I think it is a high A tier. To me, I don't like it as much as some of these other ones, but I still think it is a really good song. Uptown Girl. Probably, if you don't know Piano Man, but you know Billy Joel's song, it's probably Uptown Girl, right? Uptown Girl like Vienna at this point, which is, again, kind of weird. The problem with Uptown Girl is that it's overplayed. Not that it's a bad song, because Uptown Girl's a really good song, but it is a little bit overplayed, let's be honest. Tell Her About It was your number one spot. Yeah. Tell Her About It's great. I mean, I could listen to Tell Her About It over and over again, to be fair. No, I know a lot of people that overplay it, but it's got to be S tier. I would agree with that. Probably above. I don't know. I like Honesty better, maybe, or maybe Vienna. I don't know. This is hard. These could all be flipped around for me. I don't know. It's up there though. It's certainly up there. See, the thing for me is I like singing these songs, and I can't sing Uptown Girl because that song's so high. Leave a Tender Moment Alone. Maybe this is a hot take. Maybe it isn't, but Leave a Tender Moment Alone is an S tier song, man. That song is fantastic. That song is absolutely fantastic, dude. Harmonica going. It's just the whole like rhythm of that song. I don't know. That song is awesome. See, I don't know. That's definitely up there as one of my favorite Billy Joel songs. Leave a Tender Moment Alone. Super underrated song. As you can see, I really like An Innocent Man to begin with, though. That's all the ones I'm gonna do. That's the main ones. I've heard some of these other ones some, but that's the main ones I got. So I know that you don't agree with me, Jake. So I'm curious. You should send me yours once you finish. I would say if you would, see, you should just do the ones that I did, because the other ones you can rate, but I don't know them, so it doesn't really mean anything to me. I think you should just do the ones I've rated if you can. And then I'm curious to see what you have. Screenshot the songs you didn't rate, okay? Oh, why did that break? Hello? Okay. One momento, I'll try to do that. I know this is a crappy screenshot, but can you zoom in and look at it? I know I took a picture of both my monitors, but maybe you can still see it. My whole computer tried to turn off for a second. Whole monitor just kind of crashed. Alrighty, let me fix that. Alright, so I'm gonna wait just a second and see if you can get that to me, or get that to me mostly. And I'm curious to compare real quick, and then I'll probably end the stream for tonight. We've been on for a long time. So. Any last questions, anyone? W stream. Thanks, Jonah. Appreciate you. Wild that we ranked Bible characters, man. I still don't know how I feel about that one. Who knows, man? Who knows? Appreciate the views, though. I don't know why the songs are getting so, like, dramatic. I guess it's because we're ending, dude. I guess that's what's supposed to happen. It's also the end of the Twilight Princess playlist, I guess. A little bit wild. Holy Spirit, because he's also God. Alrighty, I'm gonna turn off the music here, and we will just chat for a moment. But yeah, good stream. So let's see, what did we end up doing? We did the Holy Spirit isn't God. Have you heard of the Trinity, bro? Excuse me. What is this guy? Is this guy not a Trinity believer? Crazy. Anyway, nobody was rated S tier other than God. I didn't take a picture of any of these, so I don't know. Anyway, let's see what we did. We did the Spider-Man movies first, I think. Then we did... Was it Bible? No, then we did Zelda. We did Spider-Man characters. We did Zelda games. Then we did Marvel... No, then we did Bible characters. Then we did Marvel movies. And then we did Billy Joel songs. This is the last one. So 5 tier lists. That's quite a bit. You can go back in the stream and watch any of those if you want or you're curious to see where I rank some of them. Yeah, the top ones were like Paul and stuff. I kind of forgot about this. We did do the Among Us colors real quick. That was a low light in the stream, but we did do those. You should finish it up, Jake. I got it in the stream, but I was curious to see what you think. And yes, you've heard them more than I have, but I still have heard these a lot, I'll say. Yeah, I'm waiting. But enjoyed it, guys. Always appreciate the views. Hopefully again we can do this some more soon. But good times out here. Got the camera. I put the camera on one of my little tripods, which looks like it's a little bit better of a look. Especially when I'm trying to get these close angles, and I'm just doing like face shots like this. It can be pretty good. So there is that. And you know what? I'll go ahead and I'll make myself bigger while we wait on Jake to finish, just so the screen actually has something on it. But yeah. Any suggestions for what to do next or what you want to see next on these weird streams that we have going on? Send them to me or something, or comment. I'll see what I can do. I'm a man of few but many talents. I'm trying to fix the focus, but I'm really struggling. Really struggling with focus. But that's okay. Alright, Jake. You gotta finish it up. I was about to just open my email and stream, which I don't think you're supposed to do, but you know, who knows? Let's see here. I do need to do better with streaming, man. I gotta protect my privacy. I don't know. Don't know what happened to my nose today, guys. I guess I just got an allergy or something. Who knows? I walked outside later, maybe pollen or something. I don't know what's going on. It's pretty annoying though. I would really rather not get sick right now in the middle of the summer. But we will see. We will see. What else? All right, Jake. I'm ending the stream at 11:35. If you haven't set it by then, I gotta head out. I don't know. What other things did I want to rank that we didn't get to rank? Maybe we'll do those another time. I had food tier and fast food and movies. Okay. Alright, so Jake said he rushed it. That's fair. I know you can't really get it quite perfect because I made you do it really quick. Let's see what you've got. Alright. Sleeping with the television on an S tier. See, you're going to put so many S tier. I guess I put a fair amount S tier too. Let's see where I agree and disagree with this. I know you had to rush. She's Got Away C tier. That's really low for She's Got Away. Okay though. Let me go back to up to S tier. Sleeping with the television on. Is that your favorite Billy Joel song?
Or like right now, I guess. I don't know. I'm curious. Might do something a little bit different, but try to do it in like Tuesday. Yeah, I get that. I get that. Right now, yeah. Okay, that's fair. Sleep with the Television On's really good, and I can respect that. I don't mind that. I have an A tier, top of A tier. Tell Her About It is really good. That's not my favorite song. I get it. You like the lyrics to that song and stuff. I like the lyrics to that song too, and it's just a bop, but not my favorite one. But again, it's a really good one. I'm not gonna argue with that. Scenes from an Italian Restaurant as an S. Tell Her About It gets old. Yeah, Tell Her About It does get a little bit old to me. That's hard for me to listen to like over and over again. Scenes from an Italian Restaurant S tier. Can't argue with that. Vienna S tier. Not gonna argue with that. Innocent Man S tier. Innocent Man is an S tier to me. I could put it A tier though for sure. That song's great. I love the high notes in that song. That song's pretty poggers. Uptown Girl as S tier. Yeah, I agree with that. Leave a Tender Moment Alone. Also S tier. Okay, I appreciate that you like that song. That song goes hard. Yeah, no, that's fair. Hearing him sing it live. Which one? An Innocent Man, or something else? When you're saying hearing him sing it live, I can't speak. Yeah, okay. Piano Man S tier. I don't know, man. I get it. Like, you could put Piano Man S tier just for like the, I don't know, the vibe of it or like what it means, but like I don't like the song that much. It's okay. I don't know. River of Dreams S tier. I don't know. You just put so many S tier. Like, that's an A tier song for me. That's really good, but I wouldn't say it's best. Baby Grand. That's funny. I didn't know you liked Baby Grand. That song goes hard though. That song was insane. And so it goes S tier. I know you really like that one. I Don't Want to Be Alone. I just didn't like that one all that much. I'd have to listen to that one again. But I think that's a little high for that. Honesty's really good. I agree. A tier is. You put so many in A tier. I know, again, you're rushing it, but Honesty's really good. I agree. Stiletto, A tier. I don't think Stiletto's A tier. I think Stiletto's got to be like A minus or B. Let's see. I'll just kind of go through this quick. This Night and the Longest Time up there. Okay. I mean, I like those more personally, but I get it. This is the time. This is the time is just sad, man. I don't know. Captain Jack, Lullaby. All those are just sad, man, and I can't. It's hard for me to listen to them like a ton, but they're really good songs. I'll say that they're written really well. I forgot about Angry Young Man. I don't think I even rated that one. If I didn't, I should have. What is the Dookie camera angle? I'm just leaning down, bro. I'm supposed to be up here somewhere, but I just kind of moved a lot, and I'm like leaning down in my chair, so that's really my fault. And now I'm tilted, aren't I? I don't know. It's okay. But let's see. Is that working better now? Yeah, I guess it is. All right. Yeah, I didn't write Angry Young Man. I should have though. Angry Young Man is really good. My Life, Moving Out. I don't know. I think it's low for Moving Out. I definitely think She's Got Away is better than like Got to Begin Again or Keeping the Faith. I don't know. I mean, it's solid. I get it. And like, that's my point is he's got so many good songs. I can't really argue with your picks for some of them because it's like, I see why you might think that or might, have that opinion, but I don't know. This is my personal one. Yeah, I don't know. We actually agree on more than I thought though, to be honest. At least it seems like we did. Like, I didn't know that you like Stiletto that much, or like, what's it called? Baby Grand, some of those. I don't know, there's just so many good songs. Alright, y'all. Well, I think that's been the stream for today. We did, 5 or 6 tier lists. And y'all, I'm sorry, I meant to actually switch the angle so you could see Jake's tier list, but I never actually did that. Let me, Sleeping with the Television On's great. I know that. No, I really like Sleeping with the Television On. That's why it's high A tier. I don't think it's quite as amazing as you do, but I still think it's really good. Let me quickly, I'm going to do this super quick just in case anyone cared or wanted to pause it. This is Jake's tier list here that he has, which I was reading out. I thought I had already flipped it to where I wasn't covering up the whole screen, but apparently I did not do that. So there is that. But anyway, I think that's been the stream for today, guys. Thank you for watching today. Hope everyone has a fantastic night and a restful Memorial Day. Remember our fallen soldiers. And yeah, I did lose the sub. It is what it is. But
Anyway, hope everyone has a fantastic night, and we will see you all later. Adios.